Yeah, man. Let me turn you on to something, man. This might be one of the realest things that you know, and I'm saying this off of my own channel on Data Noob. You know what I mean? DataNoob.com. This is my channel. You know what I mean? Create your channel too and express yourself. But it's one thing that I learned as a black man that is more precious than anything in the world, man. That actually got me through this world. And it's the art. It's not even it's an art, but it's really the power to say, man, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? If you can't say that, then you know, coming from the from where we coming from, it's gonna be hard on you. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to say, man, fuck that in certain situations, you know, and with certain people, man. And so that's one of the things that I look at that has helped me, when somebody, because it's good old common sense. Like, you can have book sense, you can be a bookworm, you can be a rocket scientist and all of that, but people like that are easily duped, right? You can be books because it's not in a book. Anything that somebody that's book smart, and that's good, you know what I'm saying? But if it's not in a book, they are gonna be easily duped. Or if you're a rocket scientist, it's a sucker born every day. Like they can be easily duped because it's not in a book. And to be able to and to be able to say, yo, fuck that. That right there is not in a book. And that's one of the things that I've learned that has made a difference in my life, when it comes to having just common sense. Because common sense will get you a whole lot further in life, because you got more dishonest people in this world than you have honest people. You got way more dishonest people. And, for me to be able to say, yo, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? When somebody try to, make you feel a certain way, or try to work on your emotions, or try to make you, make a life changing decision so that they can dupe you. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to say, fuck that. Or just being able, when somebody try to put pressure on you, or when a certain situation try to put pressure on you, the being able to say, fuck that, man, fuck that shit, allows you to be able to just kind of obliterate all of that. It helps you obliterate the shenanigans in life. And so, some people, they can work 15 years and give 15 years to the job, and then the boss call you in one day and say, we're laying you off. And some people can't handle that. They can't handle the pressure that comes behind it, because you built your whole life on that job or on that situation. And then what happens is that person, because they can't handle it, they'll go and they'll kill themselves, or they'll come and shoot up the whole place. But to be able to say, if your boss say to you, we're going to go in a different direction, and, you're fired, all right, man, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, fuck that. It's going to roll off the shoulder. And that's the art. That's one thing that I've learned, man, the power and of being able to say, fuck that. And that's hood, right? That's hood, because there are a lot of different statutes that come out of the projects that I've been able to use to help me maneuver through corporate America and be able to maneuver through a lot of different situations. Because when I left the hood and got into corporate America, what I found out is that what I just left from in the projects, these people are the same way. You see, you got dishonesty, you got people talking behind your back, you got rumors going on in the office, you got, people that want to get you fired. In other words, they want to get you killed. You know, it's the same thing. And I was like, wow, it's the same thing. And so to me, you know, everything that I learned coming up in these projects that I spent had over a little less than half my life now because I'm a little older, but it's like pretty much half my life. You know what I'm saying? Half my life without trying to, you know, without telling my age and all that. You know what I'm saying? But if you went to school with me, you know what it is. But if you went to school with me, half of that, I was in the projects, right? And I learned a lot of hard lessons, you know, about how to deal with people and how to deal with certain situations and how common sense really got you over. You see what I'm saying? You know, either you're going to be dumb or you're going to have common sense. That was the bookworm, the person that had good common sense versus somebody who didn't have no sense at all. You know what I mean? And as I deal with people, you know, in this, you know, these days and times, and when I see, you know, certain people try to, you know, put pressure on me in one way or the other, I'll be like, man, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You know, you could use that. You could plug that word into anything with the little shorty trying to make you move a certain way, trying to put, you know, a little pressure on you because you didn't do. Man, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not buying in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not buying in, man. So, you know, maybe you could have that attitude. You don't have to necessarily use it in that connotation, but it's just not caring about what another person is trying to say to you or trying to put pressure on you because they dishonest, right? And fuck that works great, man, with dishonest people and dishonest situations, man. And so maybe you don't have to come from the hood to be able to use that, but you know, take that and just try to use it. But you can say it how you want to say it, but it's more of a mentality more than saying it. You know, when you say fuck that, that's more of just you know, use a profanity with it, but it's not so much as the profanity, it's the mentality behind when somebody trying to run down on you with a certain situation or somebody trying to, you just blow them off. It's just blowing certain people, places, and things, third dimensional things. You got to blow it off, right? Because if you don't blow it off, then you can get caught up in a certain situation, becoming emotional. You can get caught up in a certain situation, become a victim of a circumstance, right? Because we want to be more logical as people. We don't want to be, you know, an emotional people. You know what I mean? Especially with men. You don't want to be an emotional man. You want to stay logical and mental, because when you have an emotional man, ain't no telling what he might come in and shoot up everything, or he might kill the girl, or he might kill, because a man, when he becomes overly emotional, he don't know how to handle that. A woman can handle emotions a little bit more better than men can. And when you get an emotion, and women, keep that in mind. If you meet a guy and he seems emotional about certain little small things, you want to be careful with that, because an emotional man is irrational and there's no telling what he might do, because men, we're not naturally emotional, right? You know, and I know they pushing emotion in men these days, you know, the whole millennial thing, they pushing emotion, and men, you supposed to cry and all this, and being pampered and all that. Nah, we Generation X. No, you supposed to, as a man, you need to be logical, and you need to make logical decisions. You don't want to make emotional decisions. You want to be illogical, and you let your woman be emotional, and when she come with emotional, and when she's emotional and she come with emotional decisions, and she's coming from that type of vibration, you have to be logical to offset that and be able to help overstand that and be able to make those decisions for you and your family, and make decisions for her, because nobody needs to be overly emotional. You know what I'm saying? Nobody needs to beat it. I think even women need to become more practical and more logical in a logical world. You know what I'm saying? Because emotion, the way the world is moving forward now, you know what I'm saying? And the whole like with Trump, and he say something and everybody's just irate and all jumping out the window. That's emotional to, and because you live in, that's an emotional reaction, but you living in a logical world and you don't realize that. You don't realize that you're an emotional person that's living in a world that's moving forward, that's more based off of logic, because we're dealing with technology, we're dealing with machinery, we're dealing with artificial intelligence. You see what I'm saying? And you wanna think about that, man, because it's never too late. As a man, as a woman, whether you black, whether you white, whether you Chinese, whatever you are, you want to make sure that you understand the type of world that you living in, and you want to be able to reconfigure yourself for that world. Not saying that emotions, because there are good emotions like love and, and intimacy and just really caring for people. That's not the type of emotion I'm talking about. I'm talking about the type of emotion that they're pushing these days and times. You know what I mean? Where people are more hysterical than anything. So, just being able to say, when something comes within your circle, when there's a vibration that's pushed before you, that's an emotional, vibration. Being able to say, man, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Or forget that. You don't have to say fuck. You can say, forget that. You could say whatever. That's the same thing. I like to say fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I come from. But I know how to deal with different types of people in different walks of life. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing, because when I came up around different types of people. I just wasn't around one type of person. I was around a hood. I was around white people in high school. I was around white people, black people in college. I was around people from Chicago and New York. So I was able to take on these different types of ways of thinking and different philosophies and ways to move forward in life, and how to conduct myself to be able to be where I am now. And you have to extend yourself, and that's what I want to do with the site, man. It's more of an extension of the information, because a lot of these content sites, it's a lot of there's shenanigans involved with it. Shenanigans, it's bad data and it's good data, right? And what I'm doing is I'm parsing out the good data and presenting it to you somewhere where you can come and you can get some good data and some entertainment too. You know what I'm saying? But what you bring on your plate these days at times, post coronavirus, it's got to be data that's going to move you forward into the new norm, what they're calling the new norm, man. So, I'm just arriving here. Let me get out of here, man. You know what I mean? But, create a channel, on the site and express yourself and help me populate the database. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to express yourself, no matter whether it's cooking, no matter whether it's something that you enjoy doing. It's something that the next person can get, data that they can get that's going to extend them, because either you're going to either be extended or you're going to become extinct. And a lot of people during the coronavirus and during this time, they became extinct, and you want to become extended, man. You want to be extended. You want to be extended into the new norm, into the new world, into this logical world, and you want to be able to move forward, man. And so that's it. I'm gonna get off the horn. Maybe if you don't want to create a channel, just create an account and subscribe to it. Subscribe to me, because right now I'm the only one that's got an account. it don't matter because I'm going to still upload data every day because it's a repository. It's not so much as it's one thing for me to push the data out, good data out to the people, but it's also a repository. You know what I mean? This is my, this is my mark, that I'm leaving to the world. I'm leaving because if you've been around me, I've always pushed information and I've always talked like this. It's just now I have the means to be able to store it and to be able to use technology to get out to more people, you know what I mean, and to be able to live it through you vicariously through you. I can live vicariously through you because now you want to now everybody has something to say. Everybody wants to talk about a certain topic, or everybody wants to show a certain talent that they have. Everybody wants to talk to the people. I'm living it vicariously through you. And so what I wanted to do is just create a site to be able to do it. And that's what we're doing, man. And we got, it's a whole movement. It's not just this, man. It's got the clothing and it's got that's the fun part for me, to create the clothing to go along with this. That's the fun part, man. So we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna push the information, and we're gonna move forward as a future people, man, in a logical world. And we're gonna pipe down on the emotion, and we're gonna move forward. Okay, and get off this horn. Okay, later.